What's up, YouTube? It's Sean, aka Raven, and welcome back to Raven Invest. And today we're just going to put together a little quick video. I had my running backs video ready, and there came some changes in free agency, so I wanted to reshoot it. And I started using a new laptop, and there was some technical difficulties with that. So we're going to put out a video today of just, some of the stuff that I've bought over the last couple of weeks on COMC there, some stuff I'm noticing about the prices. And I have a new tool that I've started to build. It's definitely not complete, but I wanted to kind of go over that, give everybody a preview of what's going on with that. I've kind of adapted my strategy now. Originally, again, I was going just for the base Donruss and the canvas and just concentrating on those, and I think I did a very good job. Now I'm at the point where I think I can start to diversify a little bit. I've picked up a good enough knowledge on the prices for the Donruss, and I'm starting to be able to pick out really good prices and things like that, and we'll just see how the market adjusts. And I wasn't expecting to sell any of these probably before, June at the earliest, August at the latest, maybe when training camps, in full swing, and we got some preseason games and stuff like that. But I'm seeing some prices go up in these cards, and they're, I was able to snag quite a few of these cards at such a good deal that I just, I can't sit on them anymore. I can't, I wasn't expecting not to sell them, but now I've got a few out the door that I'm 4 or 5 times my money, and I'm still the lowest for sale on COMC. I haven't sold them, so I haven't made any money off them yet. They're actually just for sale. So again, technically, I haven't made any money on them, but it's not bad having that much room to play with these cards, because I've sold, like if I buy it for 60 cents and I'm selling it for $3, there's a lot of play in there that I can make sure I'm the lowest card. And if it gets to the point where it's not enough profit, I'll just take it off and wait till September. But I've been able to sell 3 or 4 cards again that I haven't intended to sell, and that's put a little bit of money back in my COMC account, because again, I'm not some of the other YouTubers out there are doing $1,000 challenges and $1,500 challenges and $100 challenges. I'm putting in what I can. I'm putting in what I don't, like free money that's not tied into anything else. I don't need any of this money back. If I lose this money, I'm not going to, jeopardize my family or anything like that. It's money that, I would, waste somewhere else. I'm deciding to try and make it work for me a little bit more. That also allows me to be able to roll everything back into buying more cards. When I sell a card, it's because I'm buying another card. The only one that I'm really being bullish on right now with these Donruss is Jalen Hurts. And there are a few other people that I'm keeping an eye on just to see if maybe there occasionally is a card that dropped. But I'm very comfortable with how the volume of cards that I bought, the price that I'm paying for them and stuff like that. I'm still getting some deals right now, but a lot of the prices on these cards have gone up, and they're kind of just outside of my range a little bit. Probably a lot of free agent action, a lot of more attention on the league with all these big, big time trades and big time free agent signings and stuff like that. I mean, that's a significant part of the season, so it's an expected that the cards would bump up. I just didn't expect some of them to bump up as far. And as I said, as soon as they bumped, went up that far, I just kind of had no choice. But so I sell a few of them. I keep a few of them for September. Heck, if I'm buying a card for $1 and I'm selling it for $4 and I'm able to sell all 10, I might as well sell all 10 now. Make my $40, make my 4 times my value there, and get out. So anyway, so you're all familiar with this tool that I've been using. It tracks my Donruss, but as I said, I want to diversify a little more, so I built this puppy. And basically it does the same thing, only it's not set specific. What I did was I didn't necessarily go for my targets because a lot of my targets are really a lot of speculation, like players that I think that are going to perform better than they did, are going to have more opportunity, going to be more in the limelight because of trades, free agency, or just development. You know, things like that. Some are going to hit, some are going to miss. I'm not going to hit on every of them, but you know, buying. That's why I wanted to again do the Don West, because they're cheap enough that I can try some different things and not risk too much and see what works and see what doesn't, and you know, play around in the sandbox there and not buy, you know, buy one or two cards, be, you know, one or two $30-$40 cards or whatever, and hope they go up. Now I got a whole bunch of volume there that I think you know, a good range of guys that can, you know, could be hits or misses, and we'll see how it goes. But for this one, again, as I said, I want to diversify a little bit more. So now I'm going to start breaking out into a few players that maybe I wasn't targeting before because their price was a little bit higher than I was looking at. Maybe some more established players and things like that. You know, where at previously I was trying to look for really under the radar guys that nobody was looking at. And you'll see that in a few of the purchases that I've picked up and that I'll show you in a minute. But basically this does again the same thing as my other spreadsheet, except it does it for all the sets. It brings the four tops, or the four top sets, and then the tops chrome for some of the older players, you know, like Matt Ryan and things like that. I have Ben Roethlisberger has made the list of the top 40 quarterbacks barely. So yeah, his card's on there. So that I wanted to add the top. I haven't done it for the running backs and wide receivers yet, but I will add that in because there is a few on there. But basically, again, I took the top 40 quarterbacks, the top 40 running backs, and the top 60 wide receivers, and I've you know, I update the sheet, and their prices of their rookie cards get updated automatically. And I wanted to build this to be able to compare prices over different sets for different players and maybe see if I could snag some really good buying opportunities, some, you know, arbitrage stuff kind of thing, you know, where, like, for example, or at least maybe not take advantage of some deals, but just monitor the market on some of them. Because, you know, for example, here we look at Lamar and Dak. Their Don Russes are selling for identical, even though there's twice as many Lamar Jacksons as there is Daks. But if you look over here, the Select is not selling the same amount, the same price, but it's a reverse where Jackson's got the least amount and Dak's got the most. Right? So these may be price variations because of the volume, the supply and demand. But these are things that I'm going to now be able to monitor and look at. Is that really a good price? Is one of these is that only $24 because there's only 12 and it should be $17 regularly because if there was the same volume as everybody else. So these are the things that I'm hopefully this spreadsheet will help out with. I'm going to put all some nice bells and whistles and lots of colors in it to flag stuff for me that jump off the page and things like that. So I'll be very excited to debut this when it's finally done, but I just wanted to give everybody kind of a little bit of a preview. Now this one, the one downfall for this one, it does take, you know, probably twice as long to set up because there's just so many more sets to pull in. But the data that it gives me on hand makes it well worth the 10 or 15 minutes it takes me to set it up. So, and that's every time I want to look at. So I do it twice a day. So I spend a half an hour twice a day setting this up. But this gives me up-to-date prices for every version of the top 140 dynasty ranked football players in the league right now. So I think it's going to work out well. And again, once it's complete, I'll do a final video on it to show it off to everybody. and then maybe we can get some demos out if people are interested in them. I don't know if they are or not. Uh, if you don't use COMC enough, or you're not don't have the patience to copy and paste things for 15 minutes, maybe it won't work for you. But to me, I can't do market movers. I can't do card ladder, and the cards on there are way out of my price range, usually what they're tracking. So I got to do something for myself, and COMC's the place I've chose to do my investing, and so I got to make the best of it. So speaking of COMC, we can hop over to my purchases tab. And as I said, I'm not playing with a big budget here. So you're going to see a lot of cheap cards, and maybe that's why people don't want to follow me, because I'm not buying $100, $200 cards. But this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm spending my money on. This is what I can afford realistically, and what I'm able to afford to allow me to roll any profits I made back into more investments and making, so that's why, sure, I could drop $200 on here right now and go buy a whack of cards, but that $200 has to come back to me to go put towards to help, pay my bills or my family. So by only putting $20 on, it's only $20, but it's $20 that I don't care about now. It's gone. What I do with it, I can take it and take that $20, buy 10 cards, flip them, and then buy another 10 cards, and then flip them, and then buy another 10 cards, and flip them, So the money, I don't need to take the money out. It can just sit there, and it'll probably pay for shipping to ship my PC cards home. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not playing with a big budget here. So I'm really, really frugal on the cards so I want to make sure I'm getting cards at good prices, even if they if they won't go up, at least I'm getting them at a good enough price that I shouldn't have a problem reselling them for that same price to either make no money or lose very little. So the stuff I've been picking up for the last couple of weeks are, like Tyler Boyd here, like he is, now AJ Green's gone. He's definitely the number one guy that he was last year, I think. And he will be this year, and maybe not next year because of T. Higgins, but 45 cents for his rookie card with Joe Burrow coming back, hopefully for the beginning of the season there. And, some changes that they've made, I think the hype is there with the Joe Burrow coming off quarterback, and, that I'm not looking to this card to be a $15 card in any way, shape, or form. If this is $1 card or $1.50, I make a profit. Right? So, and you'll see as I go down further, I even was able to pick up one for 35 cents. So that's even more, I'm not going to be making big amounts. I realize that, but the ROI percentage will be there. And as long as I'm continuing to have that positive ROI, the amounts will come. It may take 6 months. It may take a year of trading. I will get to that point where I'm keep flipping that money back in, and as long as it's positive, it's going to grow. It's going to grow. So I'm all right with, making 60 cents off selling a card. That's all right with me, because I know down the line, if I do that 100 times, that's going to be a significant amount of money, and I just keep doing it and rolling it in and go from there. And then I'll start getting into other sports and get comfortable with buying basketball cards and soccer cards and baseball cards, and then go from there. But right now we play with the kiddies in the sandbox here, and we buy the super cheap cards that we can find, and stuff that the biggest card I'm buying right now is Jalen Hurts, and because I have such conviction that card is going to go up in value come the beginning of the season, during the season. Even if they I believe they might have a chance to make the playoffs with that soft division. And, if he makes the playoffs and he leads the Eagles to the playoffs and, wins a it's a pretty strong narrative, and it's still got a lot of things to happen. They still got to play games and still got to do this and this, but he's the guy that I believe in the quarterback market anyway has the biggest upside card wise. He's maybe not going to be the best quarterback ever. He may, you know, be in that top 15 range. But I think because he hasn't played very much, the hype on him, and if he does play well, he doesn't even need to go MVP lights out. As long as he plays well and Philadelphia's winning, that card will increase. And I'm very confident that that card will be a $30 card come September. And maybe I'll eat my own words by then, but maybe it will. But I do believe that, and that's why I'm the only guy I'm really being bullish on is the Jalen Hurts. I've even started to spread out to other sets there, but I'm waiting to get. I want to get all that data available to me before I start spreading out too much to different sets. Unless I see deals, because deals trump any kind of no. Like if I see something that I think is a really good deal, I'll buy it. Sometimes it doesn't work out for me, and sometimes it does, but that's the game. All right, so again, Tyler Boyd like 45 cents, and then I wasn't super high on. Not that I wasn't high on Brian Edwards, but I'm trying to build like a team narrative as well, and I'm not very impressed with what Las Vegas is doing, which means that their players are going to be less on my priority list. But I came across these canvas for 57, 55, 38. I think I got a couple more down there in that 30-cent range. That just seems like such a good price for a prospect on the card. If he doesn't pan out, I waste a couple bucks. If he does, those could be $2-3 cards, and I'm buying. That's 10x the value on them. I don't think these will make 10. Maybe 6, 7, 8x. And if he doesn't, it's I should have no problem reselling that canvas card for at least the cost of the COMC 5% transaction fee. That's the way I look at it, man. Same thing with Christian Kirk. I was a little more high on him when Fitz was. I figured maybe he'd get some more opportunities. With Fitz gone in that offense there, they're not a huge running offense. Kyler Murray looks like he wants to sling it around the yard there, so I figured Christian Kirk would be a good pickup. I'm not as happy that AJ Green, because that's going to take. I don't think it's going to diminish everything, but it definitely takes it away, and that's a risk you take by targeting a bunch of guys before free agency when their team's expected to make big moves that may hurt their opportunities. But picking them up at 18 cents, I don't mind. That's half the cost of the card to load it on. I bet you it cost 18 cents to freaking print the card, the ink and everything like that. So, to me, like, even if that sells for 50 cents, I'm still making money. It's still positive ROI, still more money to go back in. So I don't mind. I'm not ashamed to buy an 18-cent card and sell it for 60 cents, man. That's how I'm going to get better, get more money. Buy, 60, then I take that 60 cents and buy a 60-cent card and change, flip it into $1, and then take that $1 and then flip it into $1.75 and take that $1, do that chain reaction, that compound interest. That's the way. Okay, so we'll get back to some more cards instead of some Raven philosophy. Okay, yeah, again, another Brian Edwards, this time a Prism for 75 cents. I mean, that, like, I've been reading, like, I find that the local reporters for each team are a very good source for unknown players. They're the guys that see the practices and sit through, see the most exposure to them. So they'll be, that's why one of the reasons why I picked a guy like, it's not in this list, but Devin Duvernay. From the reading that I'm doing from the local reporters, I know he's a Raven, and I know I've seen him more, and maybe I'm a little more versed on his progression, but I was reading about how the local reporters, how the team was feeling about him, how the players are feeling about him, how the this and that, and you get the insider look at. And he he seemed like a guy that everybody was high on, that everybody, he's going to have more opportunities now and things like that, and his cards are dirt cheap. Even if he doesn't get those opportunities, then I'm not wasting any very much money, and the money that I'm selling them at, I should be able to again, like I was buying his card at 20 cents a piece. I should be able to resell that for 20 cents and lose, a penny or two if it doesn't turn out right. And if it does, it could be $1.50 card, $1 card, and then I 5x'd my money on that guy. So, this is the stuff that kind of just floats through my head. And that, like, when I see these, these canvas cards for 30 cents, 36 cents, 37 cents, to me, that, even if it just, I sell it for 60 cents, then I make, 30 cents, then I take all those 6 that I bought and then I flip them into something else, That's my mindset, and I'm doing this raw, and I'm doing this in one cut, so you're going to get a lot of your no's and probably some Canadian A's thrown out there and things like that. But I'm trying to. I've had such technical difficulties with my computer this week that I just wanted to get on and just talk some cards and not worry about recording software and all that junk there. So again, here's my other Tyler board that I got, 35 cents. It just seems to me like a super cheap price for a really good receiver. I know Cincinnati's, again, not the biggest market there, but they have a rookie quarterback who's going to be in the eye. They have a rookie receiver that's going to be in the eye. They're in the AFC North. We'll see how I'm right, but I just think that there's no way that I couldn't sell that for at least to make a little bit on it. And that's the way I'm looking at it. And then we'll go over to page 2. As I said, there haven't been a ton of deals on there, but I'm trying to get them when I do and trying to be patient when they're not. Like, again, $6 Jalen Hurts is a great deal for me. I think, I think that's going to be a $30 card in September, so that's a pretty dandy profit on that if that comes true there. And here's the other guy that I'm just started doing some tight end and analyzing. Couldn't think of the word there. And this dude he checks out at playerprofiler.com. His nearest match is Travis Kelce. So that, Kelsey's the number 1 tight end in the dynasty rankings. He's probably, arguably, maybe, I guess, the number 1 tight end, but he's definitely in that argument and has an argument to be the best tight end. And they're saying that this guy's measurables matches up to him. Now, he's not on the same team, and he doesn't have Pat Mahomes throwing to him. So I'm tempering my expectations, but he's still, I think he's going to be a dominant player. If he doesn't end up staying in Detroit for his whole career and goes to a team with a great quarterback, he could be a superstar. He could be the tight end. I think he's got that potential there. Anyway, we'll see if I'm right. So I was able to pick up a couple, I don't know, I'm not feeling as good about this price now, seeing that I was able to get his Prism for $1. But anyway, I picked up a couple of the base Don Russ ones for 75 cents. So I'll keep my eye out for deals on them. This was a card here that I flipped, actually. I didn't get very much for it because I don't know, I regretted buying it when I bought it because it looked like a better deal, then it didn't look like a deal, and then I resold. I just wanted to get out of it and try something else, and then I realized by the time I sold it that it probably was a good deal, and I don't know. So we're gonna have mistakes here and there. I've still got cards that I bought during the playoffs that I'm still trying to flip that are probably gonna sit in my collection forever, but we'll see. I was able to get, and I really like DeAndre Swift, and I think hopefully with Jared Goff coming in, I know he's not the greatest quarterback in the world there, but and he's maybe not better than Stafford, but I think a change of pace, I think, it might help him out with you know, uh, nice tight end there, and good running back to come in. It's not that he didn't have that there, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, 60 cents just seems like a great deal to me, so I'll pick. If I see something that seems like a good price, I'll just snag it. Whether I think the player's even that good or not, just because the deal is so good that it's got no place to go up, and if it doesn't go up, I'm good with it going down, or I'm good with it staying there. Yeah. So same thing with Mims. I think he's going to be a really good receiver. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be a good receiver in the Jets. I guess depends who they draft or who they get playing quarterback there. But he's got the measurables. He's got the size. He's got everything that you want in a WR1. We'll just see if the team that he plays for can help him get there. And I think that'll be a steal there. That could be, if with his talent, I think he could play that up to like a $1 or $2 card for sure, easy. If CeeDee Lamb's if selling for $3 now, I don't see why. He's got the talent to be able to do it. I just don't know if the team around him is going to be able to help him get there. So we'll see. And then again, got a couple more TJ Hawks there for 75 cents, as I said, the base. Donruss, I was getting these T. Higgins a little bit cheaper earlier on, prior to the closer to the free agency there, and I was getting them for like 50 cents or so, and then they shot up to 85 cents, and then stayed at 85 cents for a while, and then this guy just popped one of this popped for sale at 70, so I just decided to get it because I think I only had one more buy to hit my 10 limit that I set for myself. So, and again, I'm big on DJ Moore. I've started to look into some of his other cards because a lot of his other cards are underpriced, and I think that's all it takes is a new quarterback helping him out with a big game, and he can do good with it. Again, we see another Jalen Hurts, another this guy was just bought for 45 cents, and thought that it was all the rest of the cards are $3, so I figured I'd buy it for 45 cents, reflip it for $3, and we'll see how it goes. And this is a PC pickup for sure. Big Jonathan Ogden. And you see a cup, there when again 30 cents. I don't think he's the most spectacular player in the world, but I think the price was such cheap, and I was hoping that they were going to get a better quarterback than Andy Dalton when I was buying these, and so I just saw one for 30 cents, and so I thought I'd just finish it off my 10 there, and we'll see how it goes in September. But Chicago's definitely not looking as good as I thought they were going to be. Anyway, we'll see. And then again, this was my Aaron Jones, my backup plan to AJ. I had AJ Dillon. He's the one that's making me rewrite my running back video, or redo my running back video. But as I said, I did hedge my bet a little bit, and I picked up a couple of Aaron Jones, even though he seems to be not very popular in the. I think especially this card, because it's not a rated rookie. I think is the problem there. So, and again, as I explained in my quarterback video, my Mason Rudolph is Big Ben not making it through the season kind of plan. I think him or Dwayne Haskins will play at some point because they're going to not have a great O-line, and he's going to get. Ben's too old in quarterback years to take too much of a beating. So anyway, that's the reason why I was picking those guys up. Again, little bit of very little money. Hopefully, they become, even if they sell for $2, I'll make money on it, and I'm happy when I'm plus in the positive there. So anyway, I think that's all for now. Again, I'm going to reshoot my running back video, and I should have that out within a couple days there with my updated targets and things like that. and then I will definitely update you on how the tool is going and how its development is going, and I'll be excited to show it off to everybody. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. Um, and until next time on Raven Invest, stay safe.